ladies and gentlemen, Dr. John Belkowitz here, Intelligent Concrete. I wanted to go into a little bit more depth and detail. Part of what we talked about last week was creating this concrete quick patch mix, my favorite mix design. And I went really like holistic into the concrete mix. I wanted to dive into what I thought were the three most important chemicals, liquid admixtures, when creating this quick pack mix. And just 2 points for you. Total cementitious that we're using for this, 3,000 psi plus or minus 5 psi, somewhere between 90 minutes old and 3 or 4 hours old. So 900 pounds per cubic yard total cementitious, and a water cementitious ratio of 0.35. Just want you to bear that in mind for our addition and dosing of our three top chemicals. So our three top chemicals, first we got our high range water reducer. The three that I got are from Chryso, a bunch of companies out there that sell these products. I just love these chemicals. I've been using them for so long, and this is not a paid solicitation. So the first one is the high range water reducer, and we're using the high range water reducer not only for fluid flowability, but we're also using it as an evolution key. So we start out at a 24 to 26 inch spread, and as we go through that slump life, we start tightening up, but we don't tighten up to the point where the concrete is unmanageable, and we don't loosen up to the point where we start seeing segregation. So the use of a nice concentrated, robust, high-range water reducer is important to create that. The next thing, which is equally important, if not even more important, is the accelerator. I mean, that's the thing that's going to give our concrete boom, that 3,000 plus or minus. And there's a lot of them to use out there. The one that I like using, TurboCast, again, it's by Chryso, but there's a bunch of different products out there. I believe this one is a combination of a calcium nitrite and nitrate. There's a whole bunch of different ones out there. Again, you've got to try yours out. Sorry, I should have said this before. My dosage for my high range is going to be around 6 ounces per hundredweight. For my accelerator, around 85 ounces per hundredweight. Again, we're trying to use that low water cementitious as well as the accelerator to get the most bang out of our cementitious buck. The last piece of it is a hydration stabilizer. I believe this is called the 125. I use this at a very, very low dosage rate. I'm trying to hold back not only that slump retention, getting my slump life out of that 60-minute drive, but also hold back that acceleration period so I can get more dissolution out of my cement particles and really hold back that energy so that when the hydration stabilizer stops working, that acceleration takes off like a bat out of hell and we get those strengths at that very short window that we need and that we want. Okay, so looking at this chart right here, I have my balanced condition. Now I told you I designed one mix, but it's actually 4 mixes or 2 mixes on either side of that stable temperature. And where we live, that stable temperature is around 61 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking either side of that temperature by 10 degree increments. And when I go down to 50 to 60 degrees, as opposed to 61 to 70, so going down 50 degrees or going down 10 degrees, what I'm going to do is my temperature is going to be a little bit colder, my activation energy is going to be a little bit lower. I won't need as much high range to keep that fluid property because things aren't taking off as quickly. That being said, because things aren't taking off as quickly, I've got to add some energy to that, and I do that with adding what I like to call a half a step of my accelerator, and depending on what admixture you're using and the concentration, that step can be anywhere between 5 and 20 ounces per hundredweight. But I take a half a step, and then my hydration stabilizer, I can pull that back a half a step because again, it's colder and I don't need to delay my hydration kinetics. Now, if I go 10 degrees colder than that, again, I might go half a step back on my high range water reducer, but I definitely need to bump up my accelerator to get that activation energy. And again, with my hydration stabilizer, I gotta ratchet back on that because I'm already so cold, and most of that energy that I would save for hydration kinetics is now being pushed out to the cold environment. That being said, when I increase my temperature from this balanced state, I've got to put more range water reducer to get me that fluid flow, because normally when we get a hotter mix, we see those hydration kinetics start taking off and monopolizing that high range water reducer and that tightening. So a little bit more high range, because we're so hot, I can ratchet back half a step on my accelerator. I don't need as much of that salt to kick off the kinetics of cement hydration. That being said, because we've gotten hotter, the hydration kinetics, they want to take off, so we're going to need a half a step more of our hydration stabilizer. Again, not only to give us that slump life, but also to ensure that we're dissolving that cement, so when acceleration does take off, we've got the most potential, we're getting the most efficiency out of our cement. And that's the final mix is that plus 80 degrees, actually should be plus 81 degrees, that's my fault, sorry. So anything greater than 81 degrees, we've got a lot of heat. We are definitely going to increase our high range water reducer as well as our hydration stabilizer, because we've got so much heat going on. That being said, we might not take just a full step back. We might take a step and a half or even 2 steps, depending on your localized environment, to include your materials. There are some cements out there, even type 1-2s, when the temperature gets a little bit higher in the 80s, skyrocket in flight. So taking a little bit more of that accelerator, again, that's going to be based on your local materials, your local admixtures. If you have any questions, any concrete concerns, throw them in the comments section below, shoot us a direct message. We designed this to help you all out, to be another piece of this quick patch. We're going to end up doing some concrete mix design in here using semi-adiabatic temperature curves to show you that change in hydration kinetics, and do some 4 to 6 hour breaks also to show you how to create that mix if you were to use local materials. So hope you enjoyed. Have a great day today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Go concrete. Beat asphalt.